Welcome, Five for Faithers. We're going to be looking at a character study today, looking at the king of Judah, this great King Jehoshaphat. And that's probably one of the funnest names to say in the whole entirety of the Bible, isn't it? I enjoy saying his name, Jehoshaphat. But he was a great king, especially in his early years, as he followed in the footsteps of his father Asa, who was as well followed the Lord. But it was interesting as we look at who this king was. He was the king of the southern kingdom, the kingdom of Judah. And at this point, Israel is not united. It was divided in north and south. And he reigns for 25 years over the kingdom of Judah. And a couple things that we note from him that sets him apart from other kings is, number one, he takes down the holy places of worship that were from other gods. Kings before him and kings after him maybe would follow the Lord, but they would allow for these places of worship to exist. Isn't that interesting? They would even take down the Asherah pole or Baal's worship and the idols of Baal, but they would not take down the place of worship. Wouldn't they just keep worshiping anyway? I think that's interesting. And the second thing is he would seek the Lord. And that was mentioned as someone that sought the Lord with his heart. And I think those two things set him apart from other kings. Two stories that come to mind that I want to mention about this king. Number one is he was asked by Ahab, the king of the north, to help him out in battle. And Jehoshaphat's reply is amazing. He says, "Yeah, sure, we are brothers, King Ahab, but first, let's consult the Lord." You know, as we're thinking about moving in our decision making, is that the first thing we think of as a believer? Do we talk to the Lord about that decision? Man, what a huge reminder that is for me. You know, and a lot of times I go before and make my own decision. I forget to consult the Lord. Maybe you're like me. I still remember the first time when we bought our first house, and right before that, during the transaction time, the realtor was asking for our offer. And I said, before we make an offer, we're going to slip aside and pray about this. Left the realtor a little curious about that, but we did, and we came back, and I don't think she really liked our offer, nor did she like our counter offer. But we felt like that's what God was asking us to do. Here's where Jehoshaphat lives, and he is rewarded for consulting the Lord. During the battle, King Ahab is killed, and the people see Jehoshaphat, and they say, "No, leave him alone." And God saves him. An amazing story. The second story was another time when Jehoshaphat is about to be confronted with battle. His advisors tell him that there's these three armies that are coming against you. And the Bible talks about in his alarm, he's concerned about this, and he says, he's astonished at the thought of being overrun by these three armies. And it says that he resolved to inquire of the Lord. Again, he does the right thing. And it says he proclaimed a fast for him and all the people to together to seek help from the Lord. And Jehoshaphat's prayer in 2 Chronicles 20 is an amazing one. He says these words, and listen to how relevant it is for us today. He said this: "If calamity comes to us," have we been through calamity this year, 2020? Oh man. And he said, "Whether by sword of judgment, plague, or famine, we will stand in your presence, and we will cry out to you in our distress, and you will hear us." And God honored his prayer and the people's prayers. And he said, "I will go before you, just come to battle. And I'm going to be the one that will take out these armies." Sure enough, they come to battle. And God just says, "Just watch and see. You don't need to do anything." And these armies are wiped out before the Israelites. Jehoshaphat led a prayer and praise time where they had singing and they prayed to God and it just exalted him. And after these armies were wiping out each other, they left behind tons of booty. And for 3 days, the Israelites went and gathered up all their stuff. So they were rewarded for seeking God first again too. Folks, no matter what you're dealing with today, maybe you're concerned about all the things that are happening around us in our world. Maybe there's personal struggles you have. Take it to him first. He will lead you. Thanks for listening today, folks. Appreciate it.